Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review on a rather chilly Saturday. Sun keeps coming out, but it's not warm by no means. So today we're reviewing this fella, Castle Rock's Harvest Pale. The flagship beer of Castle Rock, well in my opinion anyway. So we'll pour it out, and even got my Castle Rock glass as well. It does help to have the right glass. You imagine having glasses for each one of the beers I've got behind me. My God, I'd need a new shed. Hops on the aroma. Lovely golden pour. Nice white head. Look at that. Now I have had this so many times over the years, both in bottle and draft. And when we go back to the pubs, get yourself a draft version of this. At the moment, obviously, if you live in the Nottinghamshire area, I'm sure, and you go to the supermarkets, it's in the big supermarkets. But yeah, draft is an experience. So, good lacing around the edge. Whitehead. Malt and hops in the aroma, and it says here Harvest Pale is brewed with a gently kilned malt. An aromatic blend of American hops are added during the process, gives this 3.8% alcohol pale beer exceptional poise. Its distinct hop flavour leads to a crisp finish. Harvest Pale has firmly established itself as Castle Rock's flagship beer, like I said. A SEBA National Champion Bitter 2004, Champion Bitter of Britain 2007, and Champion Beer of Britain 2010. So that says something, doesn't it, you know? I mean, Castle Rock Brewery, not overly far away from me, in the middle of Nottingham. More or less the Meadows area, near the train station if you didn't know. Oh, tingliness, lovely bite to the tongue as you drink it. This is a 4.3% version, so the bottle is slightly different to the draft, and yet the draft at 3.8 still delivers a similar kick. Strange, isn't it? Our ABVs. I'd love to ask the people at Castle Rock why there's a difference between them. Just curiosity's sakes more than anything. Now, our Screech Out recently has come into bottle form, and that's at Morrison's. Fantastic beer. Elsie Mo is in a lot of supermarkets, different supermarkets. Another. Years ago they did Kiss Me Kate for Kate and Williams. I think it must have been there. Was it the wedding? Must have been. That was fantastic as well. If ever anybody from Castle Rock ever listened to one of these videos, I'd love to see that rejuvenated. You know, you could update it for, I don't know, something new to do with Kate and William. I mean, and being as they are really now the main couple again, because Megan and Ravi have done one, it would be good to celebrate them. A bit of positivity as well. And then also, Castle Rock do a lot of, in their pubs, there's a lot of beers in their pubs. Obviously, you don't see in bottles on the national stage, and you'd have to come to Nottingham, possibly to sample most of them. But hey, when the lockdown's over and the pubs are open, it's a good time to try it, isn't it? So to say it's only, what time is it now? About just gone 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. First beer of the day. It's a weekend, you're allowed a few beers. Do I care what people say? No. I'm reviewing, it's a job, it has to be done. You know, if they ever wanted a beer taster at breweries, I'd love that job. Really would. And to be honest, I'd love to leave gardening altogether and go into the world of beers. It's a much more interesting world. obviously a lot of people at the moment from the beer industry are being furloughed, pubs especially and that, so tough time for a lot of people. Now it's quite chilly in this beer room at the moment because obviously, yeah, 15 degrees. It's not exactly warm outside today. The warm weather's coming. So I've had this many a times in pubs. Smooth, but a nice bite in the taste. It's one of them beers that just sit back, relax, and you know, just enjoy the beer. I do like that bitiness, and I do like. I mean, it says there it's obviously it's a blonde beer, brewed with Centennial, Cascade, and Chinook hops. And on the back, we're especially extremely proud of Harvest Pale, which over the years has become a well-loved beer up and down the country. Multi-award-winning blonde ale is brewed with a blend of the finest American hops to create a crisp citrus character with a delicious refreshing bitterness. Served cool but not cold, so it's at the right temperature. It might be 15 degrees in here, but obviously the beer's cooled down overnight. So, don't know, no, freezing. Ooh. Now I did a couple of Castle Rock beers the other week, and in cans, and they were both absolute storming beers. Both the reviews are on the channel. What I'll have to do at the end of this video, I'll put a link to my Castle Rock Brewery reviews on there, because I don't think I've got a playlist just for Castle Rock. Ooh. So next week, weather's going to warm up. Proper beer garden weather, really. You know, 23 degrees on some of them days next week. The beer room will warm up again because it's not warm at the moment. And some of my brewing I've got going off might actually make a start. My lager here that's brewing, or supposedly brewing, and it's in a bubble on it for days. Wines in the background here, other little wines as well. And hopefully we'll get some movement. And then I'm looking at, I've just ordered from a local beer company today called Adventure Beer Company, and they have beers from all Nottinghamshire breweries, and really as far as all the East Midlands it encapsulates, and 15 beers, I think there's 15 beers anyway, or you pay, you know, you don't pay supermarket prices, so it's as simple as that. You pay what you get, what you have to pay the normal standard pricing. I mean, supermarkets do beers for £6. You ain't getting that on most beers straight from breweries. You know, you're looking at £3-4 upwards for beers. So there's something to take in mind. If you think you're being ripped off, you're not. It's just the fact that supermarkets can make a lot more. Because they're selling in bulk, they can force the price down. Oh. So the citrus is subtle. I like the malt, the citrus, but the bite, the bitterness, it's a good bitterness, you know. It's not a beer you can just throw it down your neck. And as with all beers, we don't want to be throwing it down our necks. We want to enjoy the trying to pick out tastes, aromas, and basically just enjoying what somebody over the years has done their best to blend and, you know, make a decent beer. And obviously this is the champion beer of Britain at one stage 10 years ago. And I mean, it's been around for a while, because if it won an award, was it 2004? Put my phone down there. So it's been around a while, so testament that it's a quality beer. and it is in 3 of the 4 big national supermarkets. It's in Morrison's, Tesco's and Asda. Morrison's and Asda, best place to find it, because you'll also find Elsie Mo. And if you're lucky, Morrison's also do Scrooge House. So if you're lucky, you might find 3 of them in Morrison's. And in fact, I'm pretty sure the other day when I was at Morrison's, all 3 were in there. So I was umming and ahhing over review stock, and I only had so much money on me to buy beers. Like my pocket money, going out and buying beers with pocket money. So I have to share the load between different stores, trying to obviously expand this channel with different interesting stuff, as you do, you know. I mean, I can't afford to go to the places that sell beers for like £10–15 a can. I mean, £15 a can. Bloody hell. So either you're a millionaire, if you're a poor bugger like me, then no. You have to make do with the cheaper stuff. I mean, let's be fair. I know stuff sells for a certain price, and I understand it, and you know, they do what they do. But I've had bottles of wine that were £30 a bottle of wine, and they tasted no better than a £7 bottle of wine, a good brand from a supermarket. So the justification for selling it for 30 quid to me, it didn't hit the spot enough for it to be any better than that £7 or £8 bottle of wine. And but obviously, and there's another thing again, pricing. Because supermarkets can buy such wines in bulk, the deals are made to bring the price right down. And then you have to also understand the government, VAT, massively. And and they even, in Scottish government, I think it's Scotland, they've got a pricing up there that prices the unit of alcohol too. So what used to, if you remember the likes of Sainsbury's, they had their ciders, their basic cider, rancid stuff. I'm not joking. Only the alcoholics drank it. I never drank it. Probably would now, but that's another story. I'll have to review it one day just for the crack, and review Lamborghini and all. Oh dear. Yeah. We used to have people nick Lamborghini and basic cider. Nick it. I mean, for God's sake, if you're going to nick something decent, but beggars belief, doesn't it? And they also used to nick Carling Special Brew, 1 can. Or the barley wine, 1 can. They'd take 1 can. Not take the 4-pack, 1 can. I was like, why? Why would you take just one? I mean, obviously, you know, people are nicking, that's some strange ideas going off. And I've totally forgot where I'm coming from there. Yeah, pricing per unit. So anyway, yeah, when it started to come in about pricing per unit, the cost of basic cider went up by double, because it was strong cider at a very cheap price. And it was, you know, obviously not the greatest. And it went up in price because they had to put it up in price because of these regulations. Just goes to show you, doesn't it? Maybe that's why a lot of fruit ciders are 4%, because there's a reason why they're 4%. I'd love someone from breweries to put me right. I really would. Just so I know and can understand there's a fly in here, little bleeding thing. So, enjoying this, going down well, and as always, 13 minutes. Right, I need to wrap up. So this year, are we going to see a beer festival this year? I'm not so sure. Unless it drastically goes quick, this virus, I can't see it. How can you have social distancing at a blooming beer festival? It isn't happening. Unless you drastically reduce numbers, which then would drastically hit profits. Or unless you did it fully outside. But the castle's not open again. I did actually apply for a job at the castle. Sent my CV in. I went for a supposed interview. And, because I used to work on the castle when I was at Nottingham City Council. Now and again. Doing the flower beds on the banks. You know, the writing on the banks. You have beds with writing in. Not like you get at Skeggy that's painted in. this was actually done properly, you know. And them beds were fantastic, and they're getting rid of all them, sadly. Some elements I can understand, we're making it into a traditional site. Some, no, I think some of the flowers need to be kept. But hey, I'm not in charge. Yeah, and I went down, and the woman says, "Oh, you tick all the boxes, blah, 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 blah." And then she turned around and says, "But we're not sure whether we're going to hire on-site gardeners, or we're going to get a company to come in and do it on contracts." And I thought, oh. So, if you're watching, then I'd still love the job, but you know, I'd need to be employed direct. Contractors and clients, working for one or the other, you've got like two lots of bosses again, and it just, you can't do one thing because they won't let you, and it's so, sometimes it's just, you just can't do what needs to be done properly because you're stepping on somebody's toes. So, Harvest Pale, champion beer of Britain beer, and that's from a Nottingham brewery, and that, yeah, it resonates with me because Nottingham born, Nottingham bred. I'm not interested in other cities, if we're living in at least that, and we have a great city here, and some great breweries. I mean, only recently have I discovered the sheer amount of breweries that are in Nottingham and started getting beers from them all, so it's great. And this, obviously, Castle Rock Brewery is one of the biggest in Nottingham. I mean, obviously years ago, the likes of Shipston's, Home Ales used to be around Mansfield Brewery, and they all got swallowed up by the mega breweries, and the brands disappeared. I mean, they are being brought back in a fashion now, but yeah, and Hardy and Hanson's at Kimberley, you know, mega brands, mega breweries, and they all just swallowed up, disappeared. That's it, job's good. Hopefully someone will bring back the Hardy and Hanson's brand. But anyway, to Castle Rock, yeah, one of Nottingham's biggest. Always got a good showing at the beer festival. Some great pubs. Lincolnshire Poacher, oh, one of my favourite haunts when I'm on a beer run down Mansfield Road in Nottingham. We do the likes of Lincolnshire Poacher, the Golden Fleece. That's where my mum used to work, so it holds a lot, you know, in my heart. That pub does. I go in there and, like, you know, and it's amazing. As for this beer, anyway, yeah, fantastic beer. It's a blonde beer. I'll call it golden. Nice white head, good lacing, hoppy aroma to start off with, citrus in the taste, a really good bitterness, and great in bottle, fantastic on draft. Draft, you know, the draft experience is something to behold. If you can't get draft, you've got to go bottle. So there you go. This is the 4.3% version. For me, the draft just edges it, in my opinion. I've got to be honest. But you can't get draft at the moment anyway, so you've got to go for the bottle version. Yeah, really nice. Goes down a treat. And, you know, Castle Rock. And I used to work at the castle as well as the Arboretum, mainly the Arboretum, mind you. And anything to do with Nottingham holds a special place for me. Out of 5 then, 4.3 out of 5. Lovely. I just wish I could taste some of the draft now. Hey, when the pubs are open. Thanks for watching. See you soon, and stay safe. Cheers.